Okie doke. I was meant to be having an early night, but it's now 9:30. I've still got my yoga to do, but I thought I'd get a little bit of GTA in, and I don't really fancy doing too much. Oh, look at that, Cop Wheels. So all those into the county, and that was the last one I did. Yeah, I'm just basically, I figure I'm gonna just try and see if I can get one snapshot, at least one. I think I've got 38 now. I'll just double check. Oh, and if I sound a bit out of breath, what was I looking at? Yeah, if I sound a bit out of breath, it's because I was doing this high intensity stuff earlier, but then I had lunch. No, sorry, I had dinner. Let's have a look. 44. Oh, so I've got 6 left to get. Okay, that's actually going to be quite hard. I thought I had less than that. No, because I'm thinking of the oysters. Yeah, anyway, sorry, I had dinner and then I sat and watched the penultimate episode of Prison Break, series 2. And yeah, just I think it was like the exertion followed by the food, and suddenly made me a bit like, oh, whoops, cops saw me. Oopsie daisy. But yeah, I didn't fancy anything too kind of like brain switch on because it's late, and I accidentally last night went to bed at 2 AM because I sat up doing late night shopping, which was really naughty. But and also I should not be, I keep saying this, I shouldn't be buying more clothes, but I bought more clothes because it is suddenly gotten so cold. I mean, you probably noticed yesterday when I was playing Cop Wheels that I was wearing the same jumper that I'm wearing now, like a big jumper. I'm just freezing, and literally just before I came upstairs to play, I checked on my phone what the temperature was. It was 13 degrees, and it said feels like 8. I can't remember the last time it's felt like single digits for ages. So that's depressing. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking, I really wanted like a white pointel jumper. And then it all spiraled from there. I ended up buying a skirt as well, like a pencil skirt. You know, these are kind of classy. I would hope, you know, I'm trying to justify it. I really can't justify buying more clothes. But I think the majority of what I bought were what my mother would call classics. So the things that I can wear and pair with like loads of different things. The only problem is, you know, my wardrobes are filling up again, and over lockdown period, the first time I went to see my parents, I basically just like gathered a massive, not even 1, 2 bin bags, maybe 3 full of clothes to take to charity shops, and the idea being that I'd then be able to get more stuff in my, well, basically, you know, my wardrobe wouldn't have clothes spilling out of it. I say wardrobe. I have 2 wardrobes and they're both full of clothes. I mean, I still think, you know, when I see my mum's house, you know, she has way more clothes than me, and I do comment on it. But I should not have this many clothes. I have just like a big, the thing is, yeah, when I was in China, I was very much into kind of fast fashion, buying kind of, you know, cheap stuff, having a lot of variety, and you know, there were a lot of kind of, you know, it was like Primark on crack. You know, everything was extremely cheap. And obviously I'm buying more expensive clothes now, but, oh, kind of. I'm still trying to figure out, you know, what my kind of style is. And I think it's obviously changed a bit with my hair. Like, I've got to find clothes to kind of match a different colour hair now, which is in a way a bit, I don't know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? You know, you get a new hairstyle and suddenly you kind of, you know, having to pair things differently and such, work out which lipsticks work right. These are all things that normally I would not give a toss about, but in lockdown I'm having more time to think about what I wear, and I've been kind of quite disciplined just anyway, like during this time, about when I'm working, getting up every day, you know, bang on at 8 o'clock, well, basically being ready to start work at 8, not just sitting around in my pyjamas. I mean, I have woken up a few times by accident at 8 o'clock and been like, oh, I meant to have started work. You know, a lie-in used to be, I've slept until 6, now it's like I've slept until the time that I actually meant to start work. And literally I could just throw my pyjamas on and, you know, just start. But I've been really disciplined about that throughout lockdown, like, you know, trying to make sure that I start as I mean to go on. Put on some nice clothes, put on some makeup, have a cup of coffee at 8. And yeah, it basically just like sets me up for the day. But yeah, the last few days I've you know, been pulling clothes out of my wardrobe and suddenly it's like I've forgotten how to dress, or I'm suddenly thinking, you know, do I need to change a certain, you know, maybe this top doesn't go with this anymore, or maybe I need to add a different lipstick and all this, and you know, these are things that normally I'd be too tired to think about in, you know, pre-pandemic. But I'm thinking, you know, it's all a process of learning and discovery, so you know, I might actually benefit in the long term. I'm just, you know, babbling now, but there is some kind of idea behind this, kind of, sort of. I'm thinking with all those rocks, that'd be potential for an oyster. I'll have to bear that in mind. I don't know how much time I'll have to oyster spot if I'm looking for snapshots. But anyway, what I'm generally thinking now, because I'm really running out of ideas about where these snapshots could be, I'm thinking possibly like edges of the city. I don't know, that I've checked all the bridges. I'm really, you know, I'm really, I don't know where I'm going to find these, but I'm literally going to try and go from the various corners of the city and see if I can do things that way. I just don't know. Anyway, I only need one to save, so that's the plan. So I'm just trying to kind of, yeah, have a plan in mind about where places I could go. But yeah, if I've only got 6 to get, that's, whoa, I thought that guy was like going to run at me then. Hola, chica. But yeah, that's going to be really difficult. Oh God. Anyway, I'm so glad it's the weekend. It's been a bit of a busy week. I don't know that it's been too busy today. I mean, what I did actually do today, I've been meaning to do this for ages. I started gathering clips of my interviews again. Because what I normally do is at the end of every month, I have to send an email to my manager basically saying these are the different interviews I've done, these are different pieces I've written, blah, blah, blah. So, oh, hang on, I'm losing altitude. There we go. Right. Try on this bridge. I don't know, I'm just thinking, yeah, as I say, like edges of town, but I feel like I've done this. We've been here, we've tried this. So yeah, in normal circumstances, at the end of each month, I send a list of like, you know, stuff, and it's pulled together for like this 50-50 scheme that we have, where, you know, there's going to be 50% of our staff are male contributors, 50% are female. So it's kind of good to have. So then what I'll do is after I've sent that, I mean, normally I'll kind of keep the last day of the month sort of free. I say sort of because, you know, my job's like a fireman. If there's news, that's obviously going to take priority. So yeah, as I say, I do that, send my list, and then what I do is I start clipping all the interviews, and you know, they're good, I've got them on archive. It means that I can kind of, you know, go back and listen to, it's almost like a kind of, you know, it's a diary almost of, you know, stories I've covered, things I need to know. You know, if I've revisited a story, I can find out that the reaction at the time. I mean, obviously I keep emails as well for like, you know, things that I think are, you know, important, but it's nice having, yeah, basically a collection of radio interviews to, you know, reference and such, and also in the future for Kiddywinks to listen to and see, yeah, basically, you know, my life in the media, because I don't know how long I'm going to be a journalist, but it's, I think, really interesting to have, just in general. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I haven't done this since January. That's how mental it's been. I mean, basically, yeah, the last time I did it was January. And then a lot of the public archives stuff is only accessible within a month. Actually, I think I mentioned this in the last video. But anyway, basically when I started working in lockdown in March, that would have been the time to start clipping. Oh God, where's he running away? That would have been the time to start clipping for February, because that was available. But I think I missed a few interviews, and then generally things were just busy. My brain was a bit kind of mashed. My brain was basically just a bit all over the place, and I just didn't think about it and just left it. And now I've got a work laptop. I was like, I should probably get those interviews again, and yeah, start kind of, you know, just clipping them. And it doesn't take, in theory, it doesn't take too long. It did take me quite long today, just to kind of refamiliarise myself with the system. Yeah, I managed to get the rest of January done. I was already at like the 24th of January, you know, that's where I left off clipping. So, you know, it took me the remainder of my shift about an hour, maybe longer. I think it might have been about 2 hours to get the remaining, like, you know, 6 or 7 days of work. Because there were so many interviews, and I was speaking to someone today and we were saying, God, yeah, like, you know, you were on, or someone at Radio Scotland, and she was like, we had you on every day because it was crazy at that time. And I was listening back to a Radio Scotland interview, and at the time the headline was around 170 people have died in China of COVID-19. At this point, nobody else in any other country in the world had died. So you know, basically the death count worldwide was 170, and that was, yeah, so January, so it was 6-7 months ago. And now it's in the hundreds of thousands. It's devastating. So it was interesting, but at the same time just crazy listening back. And that, you know, I did just take a moment just to kind of, you know, digest that. And Jesus Christ, you know, I know that was January. I've got February, March, April, May, June and July to do. And is it going to be Monday when I might have to write a list again? I think it's not going to be long. So yeah, a lot of interviews to clip, because I have been a busy girl. But yeah, you know, it's emotionally, it's been an extremely demanding but also heartbreaking story, and I still find I think there's a misperception that, you know, some journalists can be quite cold and detached from stories. You know, there have been criticisms before about people going. I was actually watching, you know, an interview someone was giving where, you know, they said that journalists kind of came into areas and just left, or, you know, they treat it as a story rather than actually kind of, you know, connecting with the people and such. I can't watch footage on Wuhan anymore without being so moved, so quite upset. It does make me really upset, just kind of, I mean, in a thankful way. I mean, you know, a lot of people died in Wuhan. And I've listened to so much stuff that's going to stay with me for the rest of my life, like, you know, interviews with people talking about, you know, their parents, their elderly parents getting sick, and just literally, you know, as I'm saying this, I can feel my voice trembling. Like, it just, I think the stuff I saw coming out of Wuhan has left a really deep impact on me. And I think there are going to, you know, everybody's going to be affected by the coronavirus in different ways, but the Wuhan stuff really hit a nerve with me. And I was watching some stuff today. Well, I was doing an update on how the hospital leader at the hospital where all this started has resigned. At the same time, I watched this footage of this this woman who She was critically ill about 6 months ago in Wuhan, and she returned to the hospital to meet the nurse who treated her, and she just wanted to see her face. That's all she wanted to do. She said, you know, this woman was wearing all this massive PPE, and I just wanted to, you know, see the woman who was so kind to me, like see her face. And I watched this footage, and the nurse, I think people kind of forget, or they've, you know, maybe haven't thought about, oh, is that one? Hang on, I might have got one, yes. Oh God, sorry, I was getting to like a really actually quite emotional moment, and I wasn't actually expecting to find a snapshot, but there we go, that's good. Oh God, what was I saying? Yes, this footage. So yeah, she went back to see this nurse, and the nurse took her mask off in this footage. And I was just shocked by how young she was. I mean, she looked like a child to me. I mean, generally I think a lot of Chinese people are blessed with, you know, kind of looking a lot younger than they are. She might have been about my age. But this woman just, you know, she was clearly quite delicate. She was quite shy. To me, she was very young, and I don't think, you know, I was just reminded that I'm constantly shocked by just, you know, the fact that these are the people who have helped bring this under control. You know, there's been so much of this loud shouting from politicians, and just, you know, people getting really heated about, you know, how the virus is being handled. Just so many, basically, just so many politics brought into the coronavirus. And it just hit me like a sledgehammer that basically this woman who could have been in her early 20s, it might have been her first job, you know, all these questions, just, you know, that might have been, you know, she might have been fresh out of university. She just looked so young, and she was on the front line fighting this horror. And it's just, it made me actually, as I say, it got me quite upset. But I know recently there was, you know, people were getting angry about the fact that there was footage of a pool party in Wuhan, and basically saying, you know, God, look at them in Wuhan rubbing it in our faces. And I just wanted to scream today, you know, look at this woman. Do you think she's rubbing it in your face? You know, she is the one. People like this that are responsible for bringing this virus under control. Does this look like someone who's rubbing it in your face? She just looked like a kind, very young, gentle soul. And it just, yeah, as I say, it just floored me a bit. But, oh God, stop running around, Carl. Yeah, as I say, a lot of stuff on Wuhan still just really upsets me. I think it's, and even with the pool party stuff, like, you know, I remember when it went out, you know, a colleague got in contact and asked if I could find someone who'd attended this, because they thought they might get someone to talk on a radio programme. And I was searching on social media, you know, looking for pictures and videos of people who'd gone. And a lot of the comments I was seeing, it wasn't like, yeah, like, you know, whoa, great times in Wuhan, you know, a lot of people not caring. These people went under, well, they experienced an extremely serious lockdown. You know, they weren't even allowed to leave their homes. You know, there's people here who, you know, complain about wearing a mask. They can go out, they can drive, they can go everywhere, basically. They're not really under any sort of lockdown. You know, they can basically do what they want. And you can still feel the shadow of lockdown on people's kind of consciousness and stuff. That, you know, a lot of the comments were things like, you know, I was really nervous about going, but I'm glad I did. It was nice to see everyone being friendly again. Just really humble comments. And I think that's the key word, really, like humbleness. That, like, people have been, in my, you know, perspective, you know, extremely humble about Wuhan and how it fought the coronavirus. And I don't think anybody's rubbing anything in anyone's face. I think everybody just wants the best for each other. And, you know, when people want to get into anything else, basically, during a coronavirus, you know, during this outbreak, they want to bring politics into it. They want to bring other big issues into it. They want to bring rights into it. Like, literally, it feels like there was this, like, saying when I think it was when I was a kid, of just like, you know, there's nothing more important than your health. Who was it who said that? I don't know, but, you know, it's one of those sayings that, you know, you hear it often enough, just said by people, you know, there's nothing more important than your health. And for me, you know, when all this uncertainty kicked in, that was like a kind of motto to myself, you know, nothing is more important right now, basically. If I'm feeling a bit stressed, and when I was, you know, losing weight over, you know, the anxiety of covering this and just my head being all over the place, I was just trying to remember myself, you've got to eat, you've got to stay active, nothing is more important than your health. You can't get this virus, you've just got to stay nothing is more important than your health, basically. Just drilling this into myself again and again. And I don't think a lot's changed. I still think nothing's more important than my health. And I don't know how people have lost sight of that, really, but everyone's different on this. Some people, obviously I've been quite lucky in that I've still got a job and an income and such, but I just think, why have things got so complex that people can't just look after each other? But I know that's a very kind of general view, and that there are going to, you know, I can't include everything. I can't, you know, there are a lot of circumstances where I'd probably nod and go, yeah, okay, that's probably more important for the time being, but it does worry me sometimes when I hear people saying, you know, well, more people die of X than the coronavirus. And I'm like, you don't know what this is. Why are we still having this conversation where this is not being treated like something extremely serious? And frankly, if you've got the opportunity to stay safe, why not take it? Anyway, that's been quite a kind of dark kind of, you know, direction that this evening has taken. Anyway, I'm glad I found one of my snapshots. That was quite impressive. I mean, generally, as I say, yeah, I've tried to go, you know, kind of along the kind of corners of the map. I feel like I might have skipped a few, but that was good. So I've got 4 left to get now, I think. God, I have no idea where they're going to be. Absolutely haven't got the foggiest. Let's go to that bridge. I'm just thinking, yeah, as I say, bridges at the edge of town. Oh, I don't know. I'll try anything with this. Also, it's going to get hard to see as well. I am half tempted to just save, but there have been, like, just kind of, you know, talking and moaning about the coronavirus yet again. Anyway, in general, you know, as you've seen, I'm looking on the bright side. All is well with me. I'm happy enough. I'm healthy enough as well at the moment. Yeah, I don't want to sit up too late because I want to do that yoga. Oh, hang on, I've gone a bit too far here, I think. Oh, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. Oh, my God. This was a good tactic. Okay. So I got 2. Jesus, I wasn't expecting that because it wasn't technically in San Fierro. Okay. Anyway, this has worked out quite well. So where else could I go? Where else could there be like a corner? I'll try along, you know, this. Basically, I'll just follow the corners round. But I don't know. I'm literally, you know, I'm just feeling in the dark here and guessing as to where I'm going. I was just thinking, you know, I've flown around a lot inside the city. I was just thinking maybe I'm missing, you know, the outskirts or something. You know, same with the horseshoes. That's going to be the tactic I think I'll employ there. That maybe I've not, you know, just skipped the areas that I thought were outside of the city. Anyway, yeah. So what have I bought? I bought some clothes. Yeah, white jumper, like a kind of light. It's more like a kind of, I don't know how thick it's going to be, but like a kind of light over top. I don't know how you can call it. Like it's kind of like a shirt, but it's all like pointelle style. Should effectively be a jumper, but I don't know how thick it's going to be basically. With skirt, black pencil skirt. And then I think just 2 basic t-shirts. They're all kind of things that I kind of wanted, and yeah, as I say, would be classic. God, okay. I think I'm going to struggle now because the weather is just absolutely cack. I just don't know that I'm going to be able to see anything. Possible. But yeah. Today, yeah, as I say, clipping interviews. Did some stuff on Wuhan, which is why I'm, yeah, been a bit emotional about it. Done something else. Did my food shop. Nothing too exciting, to be honest. But generally, you know, I've said this a few times now, but I'm quite comfortable with what I'm doing. My lot. Generally feel quite at peace with myself. I know some people in lockdown really haven't been. No. I think I kind of lost a friend who was getting a bit needy and very much just wasn't comfortable in themselves. And I was, yeah, just getting to the point of like I'm not your counsellor, can't really tell you what to do. Right, where else? Oh god, as I say, it might not even be corners, and you know, there could be one inside the city or something, but this has worked well, so I'm carrying on with this idea. I think I'm going back to where I was though. Have I gone completely round? Kind of have. No, wait, we're not going to the military base again, we've done that. I'm just wondering if there's another kind of connecting point that I might have missed, but I've still got 4 more to get. So I had 6 to get before. Sorry, I thought I had 5. Still quite a lot. And yeah, I don't know that I want to play for too long. I'm saying this, I'm still playing, because I've got my yoga to do. And then I need to make breakfast for early in the morning because I've got a driving lesson pretty early on. So that's the plan. Anyway, this is good because I have played before and got nowhere. So this is me playing and getting somewhere. Yes. Okay, so I'm just thinking that one was quite out of town. Maybe this one will be? I don't know that I'll see anything though because it's so fucking god. See what I mean? I just can't see anything. I'm half of the mind to wait till morning, but there's nothing I can kind of do in the meantime. Could scout our oysters, and I'd lose the jetpack. Oh yeah, because there were those rocks, weren't there? There's like big rocks. Well, where were they? I might do that actually. You know, there were these like jutty out bits. Well, actually, there's some kind of rocks around here. I wonder if I could put the jetpack like on here and just see if I can, you know, spot an oyster. It's a long shot, but you know, you never know what's buried in these rocks, so. I was just thinking that was an option before in terms of like, you know, where I might be able to find an oyster. With a lot of these big rocks, like possibly like buried under them or something. But no, not seeing anything. Oh no! No! Don't tell me it's too high. No, I'm sure I saw a platform I could... That one doesn't look too high. Oh, what? Oh, do not tell me. No, no, no. There was definitely a way up. I'm sure. I just think that would be really frustrating if I've lost the jetpack. Because of that. If so, there it is, look. I'm sure I saw... Oh, there we go. Thank God for that. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, no. Okay. I can kind of... There we are. Phew. Okay. Right. Still got time. Let's have a look. Look on the other side. Can't see anything. There's these kind of jutty up rocks, but it's a bit brave. Is that? No, that's not one. Sorry, that's just like a. It's just the water. Anyway, the scenery is a bit clearer now. So, where was I going to look? Oh yeah, I was going to look at the end of this bridge. Or this bridge. I was basically kind of thinking, yeah, like, you know, the edge. Because the one I saw before was just outside. So let's have a look. No, I don't know. Which one's Carver Bridge? You know, the last snapshot I got wasn't technically in San Fierro. I'm just wondering if the same logic could happen again. No, can't see anything. Denied! Right, I'll look again. God, I wish he'd stop. Basically, the reason he's running is because, yeah, the same button that I'm pressing to like zoom in is to head towards a car. And because there's cars passing, he's just kind of, you know, trying to get in a car at the same time. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, anyway. I'm happy that I've managed to get 2. I'd love it if I could get some more, but let's see. No, no. There's definitely none here. Right. So where now? Avoid the military base, we've done that. So we'll look at the edge of the airport. I don't think there's going to be any at the airport because I've got quite a few there already. There might be some... Better be careful because I'm close to that military base, but I'm just thinking these little platforms, there might be one. Try it out. Oh God, I don't know. There we go. So I'm trying to be careful with that jetpack. Keep going. I'm going to make a banana cake at the weekend, which will be nice. I'm trying now to just be really strict with myself about like low carbs and low sugar. But it's hard. And just, yeah, like I'm really forcing myself now with this kind of, you know, belly exercise stuff, because I just feel like this is the opportunity, you know, the kind of age that I'm at and such. In fact, I think I was reading that the age that I am now is the kind of very similar, it might even be the same age that Sarah Jessica Parker started playing Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. So I'm kind of thinking, if she can, like, you know, appear in that with a flat stomach and then kind of, you know, mould herself into having this, basically being this style icon, who's to say that, you know, I can't reinvent myself during lockdown and kind of, you know, have a new style and, you know, hence the new hair, and yeah, just try something a bit new. Why not? But don't think I'm over the hill yet by any means whatsoever. Right, okay. So let's now try here. I think we've done this though, but again, try anything. Give it a try. Oh man. Just thinking. Right, that's where the road comes out. Stand here. No. I stand on top of these. I'm really clutching at straws, but gotta do what you gotta do. Nope. I was also reading today, I think one thing that really surprised me is that big Chinese shoe shop is now going online only, and that's one of the casualties of the coronavirus. This was like very popular, some nice kind of fancy women's shoes. It's called Daphne. So I was reading today that this is going online only. And I guess, you know, people nowadays, they're not going in shoe shops and trying on shoes, basically, and nobody needs super stylish shoes because they're not really going anywhere. They're adjusting to working at home. It made me feel a bit sad, really, because I mean, one of my crazy lockdown purchases was well, I bought two nice pairs of like kind of court, well, one kind of court shoes and one kind of like espadrille style, but they're both like, you know, they were smart shoes, they were office shoes. And I've not worn them. I've ended up just wearing my Skechers constantly just because they're so comfy. So it's a bit of a shame. So I need to, again, you know, make sure that I'm doing lots of walking, but try and kind of, yeah, dress up to go out maybe a bit more. Okay, so let's try here. This is the edge. Don't. No, not seeing any. I don't know that I'd expect it. Oh, I don't know here. Is this still San Fierro? I think it is. Foster Valley. Not sure. I'm not seeing any anyway. Stop it! No. I need to just stay within this area still because there we are. Okay, so this is San Fierro. No. It's not looking good. So I might head up towards Foster Valley, this area. Weather is appalling. Literally, it's really cold and it's really wet. I just don't feel like I can do much. I'm thinking tomorrow, once I've got my driving lesson out of the way, I'm quite happy just kind of putting on some clothes like this, like some big kind of comfy clothes, playing a bit more, hopefully doing a mission. I could attempt free fall. I was just thinking that's something I could potentially do now. But I'm not going to. I think I'm going to run out of time anyway by the time I try to get back to Las Venturas. I could potentially, I was just thinking I could fly with this to Tierra Bata. But I'm being super lazy. Super lazy. Anyway, I've gone round full circle now, so I think I've found two on the edge. That was good. As for the remaining ones, where else could there be? So tunnels were an option. I've been looking in some tunnels. I've been here. I've tried this one though. Stop! I think I'm just going to save actually. I'm happy with my 2. It's not going to make my stats increase, but it's taking me closer to my goal, so that's something. Just trying this bridge. Again, I'm kind of, feeling like I've been here. But yeah, partly I'm thinking I'll save now because I know it's not far off telling me I'm hungry and starting to lose weight. And partly because I'm running out of kind of ideas. Like basically when I logged on, I was thinking, there's an idea. Edges of the city, have a good trawl around, you might find something. Now I'm kind of running out of ideas. I've not got a solid idea in my mind of, oh, I could try here. Been to the military base, done that. Been to the edges, done that. Skyscrapers, we tried that. That was a waste of time. That was really frustrating. Yeah, I do not know. But I think what I'll do is I'll save. I'll have a think. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, I could try this area. Or like, next time I come back and play, scout out certain ones in XYZ. Oh, my eyes are playing tricks with me as well. Because the screen's not very clean, so I'm seeing like dots on the screen and thinking, is that one? No, that's just where I need to run over with some glass cleaner. But yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that, I was hoping to see some really high, and that was not going to happen. It was just not the case whatsoever. I'm going to try that gap scaffolding, because zipped scaffolding even, because I've thought about it a few times, and you never know. It's quite wide as well, so in theory, yeah, this will fit. Stand on the roof as well, which is good. Or like up here at least. God, all I can hear is the rain, and yeah, I think I'm going to put the heating on in a bit because, like when I go to bed, because it's just really cold. I mean, before I started, I wanted to get a hot drink just on the basis that I actually felt quite miserable and like cold. So, hot drink's nice. Take a hot drink to bed with me. But yeah, basically all I'm going to do is just thinking breakfast-wise. I've got some croissants, so I could have one of those before I drive tomorrow. Just to try to make these like birches before I go to bed. It's not going to take long. I might do that. Anyway, when I was sitting up until 2 last night, I made my birches so I could just do it. Right, I'm looking on the scaffold. I'm not winning by the looks of things. I've tried every most layers on it, but
where'd you get that stuff at, man?
I feel like I'd have seen it by now if there was one. There's this underpass here. There's the underpasses at the airport as an option. No. Sorry, I'm not exactly with much to say this evening. I mean, I was kind of expecting that I'd, you know, fail, wouldn't save, etc. So I'm actually quite chuffed that I've managed to get not 1 but 2 of the extras. But as to whether I can find any more now in the next few minutes, doesn't look especially likely. Oh, by the way, yeah, I've tried the police station before when I had all the cops after me, so that's been done. This was on a time I didn't save. I basically just, you know, went round with the jetpack and thought sod it, and went to the military base and the police base. Or did I might have done it when I was playing, I can't remember now. I've been playing for so many hours, it's crazy. We get ever closer to the final goal, slowly, but getting there. Oh God, he's just falling. Oh, I just can't get high enough. I'm getting higher, aren't I? Just wondered why I couldn't. Sometimes it just kind of stops. Anyway, we'll keep climbing. Trying again with skyscrapers, but I don't know. I think I've just got to rule that one out. Oh, why am I losing altitude again? There we go. I really would have thought there'd be one up there, but clearly not. Right, there we go. That's my cue. Well, we had a look. There's definitely not one up there. I have looked in great detail. Nope, it's just not happening. Okay, well, let's save. Just thinking where my nearest safe house is. Probably the garage here. So yeah, not the most thrilling of GTA episodes, and I've not really had much exciting to say. I'm just glad it's the weekend. Might play a bit more tomorrow and try and get into like a proper mission, seeing as, you know, it'll be my weekend, I can take it easy. But yeah, I'm just thinking don't want to play for too long. Because I've got my yoga, it's already quite late, so I have left it late, but Yeah, anyway. I know, oh, I know that I can't store the jetpack, but I'm going to put it in anyway. Just because. Okay, anyway, there we go. Stats! 88.24, so yeah, it's not increased since I last played, so I've still got about 12% left to go. Yeah, as I say, not a thrilling one, just 2 screenshots, but getting ever closer to my goal. And yeah, screenshots, there's not that many left to get now. Same with the horseshoes and same with the tags. So hopefully it won't be too long until I can get them, but let's see.